I understand from the staff of one member of the committee, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, that he was only 5 minutes away from the Senate building a few minutes ago. But even without him, since 2 is the normal number for a quorum in the Senate, I can proceed on my own under a little-known provision of the Senate rules. I will read it. For the education of the non-EDUCABLE, however, the committee may authorize a fewer number of members to conduct public hearings on bills pending before it or to gather facts in aid of legislation. So the normal rule is at least 2 senators, but under this provision, actually just 1 senator is sufficient to proceed and to constitute a quorum. For example, in the Commission on Appointments, as chair of the Committee on Foreign Relations, the rules specifically provide that I, as chair of that specific committee, constitute a quorum. And in any event, the chair now acknowledges with deep gratitude the most chivalrous, the most accommodating, the most hardworking, the handsomest member of the Senate, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano. The chair therefore declares a quorum. The stenographer, thank you. The stenographer will please take down the names of the persons invited and the names of the persons who are present. To save time, we'll no longer call out the individual names. There's something that bothers me from all the excuse letters of those who are not present. It appears to me that the President of the Philippines has ordered his cabinet not to attend this meeting or this hearing. I have a letter dated September 13, signed by the Executive Secretary under the letterhead of the Office of the President. And I will just quote what is pertinent to our purposes today. He says, while the President believes there should be utmost cooperation between the independent branches of government, His Excellency likewise believes in the importance of ensuring the success and productive outcome of any hearing in aid of legislation. In light of this, we endeavored to obtain details regarding the committee hearing to guide members of the Cabinet who have been invited as resource persons to said hearing, namely the undersigned, that is to say, Executive Secretary Paquito Ochoa, DOJ Secretary Laila De Lima, DOTC Secretary and incoming DILG Secretary Manuel Mar Rojas, and DNR Secretary Ramon Paje. And follows this paragraph. Unfortunately, we have been unable to obtain the requisite referral by the plenary to your committee. Tinatanong ng technical na pagtatanong, bakit wala kang resolution? Na hindi naman tinatanong sa ibang mga committee noon, ako lang solo. So I'm the apple of their eye. Neither have we been furnished with a list of the committee's questions to guide the invited resource persons. Ha? Eh dumating kayo dito, wala naman kayong mga questions Taon-taon, year in and year out, ilang libong hearings ang ginakandak ng Senado, wala namang nagtatanong. Ano ba ang ipagtatanong ninyo sa amin? Kung sino man ang abogadong nag-draft nitong sulat na ito, dapat patalsikin ni Presidente Aquino dahil duling. Kasi sa ating saligang batas, merong provision tungkol sa inquiries in aid of legislation, kasunod doon ang provision tungkol sa question hour. Kinonfuse niya silang dalawa kasi nga duling I will read to you. The provision of the Constitution. This is Article 6, the Legislative Department, Section 21. The Senate or any of its respective committees may conduct inquiries in aid of legislation in accordance with its duly published rules of procedure. Basta sinunod mo yung rules of procedure, tama na yon, sabi ng saligang batas. The rights of persons appearing in or affected by such inquiries shall be respected. Tapos, ito ngayon, yan ang tungkol sa public hearing natin. Ang kasunod ay Section 22, na tungkol naman sinatawag namin sa Senado na question hour. Ito ngayon ang kino-quote sa akin. Hindi naman ito question hour eh. Dapat suntukin na lang kaya yung abogadong yun for having low IQ? Kung sino man yon. Nakaka-insulto eh. Section 22. The heads of departments may, upon their own initiative, with the consent of the President, or upon the request of either House, as the rules of each House shall provide, appear before and be heard by such House on any matter pertaining to their departments. Written questions shall be submitted to the President of the Senate or the Speaker of the House of Representatives at least 3 days before their scheduled appearance. Interpellation should not be limited to written questions but may cover matters related thereto. Kaya pinagpalit niya. Ay, nagsasite siya ng batas sa akin, abogada. Abogado kayang sumulat nito, ipadisbar ko ito Sunod-sunod kasi ang Section 21 tungkol sa committee hearing. Ang Section 22 tungkol sa question hour. Sinasite niya sa akin ngayon, itong pirmado ng Executive Secretary, ang Section 22 tungkol sa question hour. Kaya natawag kong duling yun eh. Baka may iba pang mental infirmities yun, hindi lang natin alam. Ngayon, meron pa nagpapapel na baka daw walang jurisdiction itong committee na ito. This is a challenge to jurisdiction which is provided for by the Senate rules. Questions of jurisdiction under our rules, as long as there is a quorum, shall be decided by majority vote of the senators who are present. Di dahil may quorum tayo at dalawa kaming senador. The majority therefore will be 2 out of 2. Kaya kung kasundo kami, may jurisdiction kami. Ngayon, baka nag-ambisyon ng iba sa inyo na i-challenge ang jurisdiction ko dahil na nalagay na ito sa dyaryo eh. Pati yung mga hindi abogado, nag-abo-abogadohan. Hindi ba? Krimen yata yan sa penal code, magpanggap-panggap ka. Kung sino ka, yun pala hindi, na magpanggap ka, halimbawa na abogado ka, yun pala hindi ka naman abogado. I have distributed this paper to the media. Answers to allegations against committee jurisdiction in the Puno probe. It is prefaced by my statement. This paper should be entitled A Manual for the NINCOMPOOPS. First allegation, the Senate did not pass a resolution, therefore the committee has no jurisdiction. Kasi ganitong paraan dito sa Senado. Kung gusto mo mag-imbestiga ang Senado, mag-file ka ng resolution. Tapos, ilista yan sa agenda. Pag nag-umpisa ang aming session, ang unang gawin namin ay ang reference of business. Ibig sabihin, binabasa ang listahan ng mga na-file na bills and resolutions, ina-assign sa committee niya. Iyan ang hinahanap nila. Iyan kasi, gagawin mo yon kung gusto mo na ibang committee at ibang chair ang gagawa ng investigasyon dahil wala ka namang karapatan bilang senador na mag-utos sa kanila. Pantay-pantay lang kayo. Pero kung sarili mong committee, sabi ng aming rules of the Senate, yun ang problema pag illiterate kasi nagbabasa eh. Ay, mapapagalit ko ang sarili ko nito, mag-high blood pressure ako. Kasi, ako ba'y dapat magsagot pa nitong mga ito? Hindi ba sila marunong magbasa at i-apply nila? I don't want to educate these people. I'm not being paid. Ayaw ko na nga magturo sa UP College of Law ito pang mga ito. Kasi wala raw resolution, kaya walang jurisdiction. Saan nila kinuha yan? Basahan ko kayo ng batas. Under the Senate Rule, Section 17, the transmittal of matters to the committees may be done with instructions through a motion by a majority of the senators present. The use of the word may indicates permission, while the use of the word shall or will indicates compulsion. Our Section 17 uses the word may. This indicates that another method may be used, such as simple assumption of jurisdiction by the committee instead of referral to the plenary session. Ang nangyayari kasi, pag hindi nakaintindi ang senador tungkol sa batas na ito, gagawa siya ng resolution na i-assign dapat sa committee niya. Pero nahihiya siya dahil akala niya, kahiyan niya na ikaw ang nagsabing mag-imbestiga, tapos ikaw din ang mamuno ng committee. Kaya ginagawa nila, nakikiusap sila sa mga kapwa senador nila, pwede bang ikaw na lang mag-author nito dahil nakakahiya naman kung ako pa. Hindi naman nakakahiya yan At saka hindi nang kailangan yun. As long as you have competent jurisdiction, you can motu proprio on your own. Order an investigation. That's under 1 of the Senate rules. Number 2, iba pa ang Senate rules sa Rules of Procedure governing inquiries in aid of legislation. Iba pa ito. Section 2, initiation of inquiries. Inquiries may be initiated. Ibig sabihin committee hearing, pwedeng umpisahan. Inquiries may be initiated by the Senate or any of its committees if the matter is within its competence. Ito, Committee on Constitutional Amendments, Revision of Codes and Laws. Revision of Codes and Laws. Kaya sinabi nga ng topic natin ngayon is the Puno event. Remember, notice that I did not use the word Puno alone. I wrote the word event kasi sa Amerika ngayon, basta may nangyari, they are now using the preferred word event. For example, the creation of the universe is now called the creation event. Kaya hindi ko naman sinasabi na si Puno lang imbestigahan kung hindi lahat nakaugnay sa kanya. At nakalagay maliwanag dito sa aming rules of procedure that the inquiry, the public hearing, may be initiated by any of the committees if the matter is within our competence. Revision of codes and laws ako eh. Itinitingnan natin kung kailangan i-revise natin ang Administrative Code at ang DILG Act as amended. Nakalagay din yan sa paksa na pinapadala sa lahat ng mga testigo ngayon at sa lahat ng kasapi ng aking Constitutional Amendments Committee. Kaya nag-aksaya lang ako ng buhay kung pansinin ko pa itong mga the lowest creatures on the food chain. Hindi ba? Yung mga pagkain ng hindi ba ang shark kinakain niya ang maliit na isda. Ang maliit na isda kinakain niya yung mga worms o ano pang insekto. At yung mga worms at insekto kumakain ng pinakamaliit at pinakamahina ang ulo niya sa buong dagat. Yun ang ibig ko sabihin.